All right, we're back, and it's time to do my obligatory fixing of these. That better? That looks much better. So where are we right now? Collecta-Con happened. It was down in Atlanta. It was a good event. Camera fix. There we go. It was a pretty good event. I ended up buying a ton of sealed again. I got a lot of collections purchased. We had some stuff that we bought locally. There's a couple of Evolving Skies boxes. Traded those over into a bunch of singles. A lot of that stuff is now moved and offloaded. Let's see, sold a ton of sealed stuff that we had. I'm in talks right now to sell a lot of the loose packs of stuff that I had from this old timers collection that was local. He'd opened up a bunch of these boxes and they were just pin collections. He only wanted the pins, so he took all the packs and threw them into a box. It was very interesting. So we went through all that stuff. That was fun. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a very good time indeed. So we shot through all this stuff. It was a good time. Had a blast. It was I drove down Friday morning. I left my house at 4:30 in the morning, I think. And I got to Atlanta around like 3. So it was almost 11 hours of driving. Got the booth set up, got the tables out, got everything taken care of. It was a lot of fun. I met some people that were there. Some of you guys I've seen before. I've actually done a deal with one of the gentlemen that showed up. We actually did a deal in a Taco Bell parking lot. There's a video of it on the channel farther back last year. Great times. He has absolutely obliterated me officially on that deal. The Lost Origins case is over $6,000, I think. The East Skies case is like, oh God, it's got to be close to 20 now, probably. If loose boxes are $26.50, that puts just loose boxes at $15,500. There's usually sealed case premiums, so $17,000 for the case that I gave him. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Like that's almost a 3x from when I gave it to him at the time. Because like, oof. Lessons learned. Hold on to the Pokemon as long as you can. Valuable lesson, but it's fine. This is fine. Anyway, I did great on it. We still have tons of singles from that. We have actually still some boxes from when I did the big MH1 buy. It's good. Everything learned in process. So we're diamond handing as much Pokemon as we can. So we'll see. But yeah, so we got into the event, met him. He got a free shirt. Hello, rep the swag. I will also be in Chicago next month. I don't think I'll be in Jersey now. Unfortunately, there was an error when I was booking the site. It didn't let me check out. I got a 504 error. I'm currently attempting to see if we can get something worked out, but they seem rather stubborn on things. So probably not happening. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. I'll try for the Dallas event and see if I can, or the Houston event and see if I can just fly out there for singles and stuff and just do what I can, but I don't have high hopes for that either. So we'll see. Whatever. The end result is, though, is we have done at least 3 of these, though, this year. So we had, or 4 of these. So we had Richmond, we had Charlotte, we had Atlanta, and we had Chicago. So there's 4, we did 4 Collecta-Cons this year. So actually really well. I'm hoping by the end of the year, our actual profit on these is over $100,000. I've been trying to average about 20 to 25 a show, give or take. The first 2 shows we did, it was a little under 60. So that was actually really great. The Atlanta show I actually should do a lot better on because we power cycled a lot of the inventory that we already purchased from the last 2 shows. So this is kind of one of those like compounding moments here. So we're going to take this and make this much and just, keep recycling and re-rolling those profits in. I'm still hoping to turn that into as close to 200K by the end of the year as I can. But we'll see how things go. It is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely not, I don't think we're definitely not going to do that the next show, but we'll see. We'll at least be over 100 for the year, I think. Unfortunately, we couldn't go to more of them, but, we're trying. So, what can you do? Oh, man, was there anything else really crazy at that show? I don't think there was. I did drive back in a courtesy car because my car actually had like a random transmission light that popped on. So the dealership gave me a courtesy car with like 2,600 miles on it. I gave it back to them with like 5. So that was handy. But yeah, bad timing for them on their part because, I had to drive it to work for 3 weeks and I tried to give them plenty of time, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So whatever. I will be driving my car to Chicago though, which is a fun time and all the powers that be. Huzzah. But it is what it is. So yeah, this is what I picked up. I've heard rumors that Costco allegedly is getting some prismatic this weekend, so I'm going to go check Costco tomorrow morning and see in my local area. I have very little hope for this, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. Who knows? What else is going on? I actually don't have a whole ton right now. Super Slam got here. Oh God, Super Slam. So, I got cut again. Heavy. I went from over 500 boxes last release to 300. Yeah. So, I've heard rumor that there is allegedly some lovely human on the American side that is trying to hard cap every LGS at 50 cases, which I don't understand. I genuinely don't get it. Like, if you are capping me at 50 cases and I can't get more than a case a month afterwards on restocks from you, how am I gonna get product? Like, I go through that more for locals in a month now, then it's just like, how do? I don't understand how do. You know, and then I supply the proteins and stuff that I do, and it's just like, I can't fathom why this is happening. This is a very hot take. I generally am very pro LSS on a lot of these things with what they've been doing with the supply cuts. I'm very happy with it. Obviously the sealed prices are doing much better. However, the problem is I can't get product, so I need product. So we have a problem. And if you keep cutting stores down to 50 cases, like how is anyone gonna sell anything ever? Like, and then I can't restock, period. Like I sell through more than a case of Rosetta a month online at MSRP. Like, how am I gonna restock if I can't even get a case a month to restock like what I'm selling? Like, this is like a really downward spiral that I'm not thrilled about, and I really hope someone says something and it gets fixed, because it's not a tenable solution in the long term. There's definitely, I'm okay with price, like restricting the amount of product just because it helps supply, it helps pricing. However, you also need to allow people to order more than a case a month to restock. Like, that's kind of a problem, right? Like, I can't stock the store and then I can't stock me, and like that's a problem. Like I can't balance those sheets out unless I'm getting more product. I'm not necessarily like open order limits on things, like, but you know, there needs to be, you know, if I order 500 boxes, or if I'm ordering 1,000 boxes, and you give me 500, at least let me restock 25 cases a month for a few months till I hit my 1,000 boxes. Like, there's got to be some kind of like balance that we can do here to like even out the supply a little bit. Because like, I can't even take product with me to Collecta-Cons right now because I genuinely don't have enough. And it's like, how am I going to go take fab cases to Collecta-Cons if I literally can't even have enough to sell locally? Like, you see the problem here? Like, I hope LSS does something about this, because I would love to go take more fab to Collecta-Cons and do more shows with fab, spread the good word of the fabs. But, you know, it's like, how can I bring and justify bringing product to shows if I literally don't have enough to sell? So it's like, there's a catch-22 here that probably should get addressed at some point. I don't know what the solution is, but I hope something happens at some point, because like, you know, I'm rather committed to, you know, the 5-6 uncut sheets I have, the dozens of slabs, and the tens of thousands of dollars in fab sealed. Like, the, you know, my, one moment, I'll show this real quick because no one's listening. Oops. You know, this is all alpha. This is all alpha majestics. There's hundreds of them in here. Like, this is a 400 count of top loaders, just full of them. And it, like, you can kind of do the math here. Like, this is almost full. Like, there's a lot of cards here, and I have more. I have master sets and then more on top of that, and I have stuff laying around. Like, I've been buying these for years, and I'm gonna keep buying them. But the problem is I can't get product, so I need product. Like, please, LSS, like, help here. Like, just a little help. Like, just a little something here. Like, give me some juice. Anyway, I would love to have Fab at Collecta-Cons again. I just simply don't have enough. It's unfortunate. Maybe that changes in the future. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the guys that watch can email LSS and say, hey, you should make sure M2M gets more products so that he can bring it to shows and spread the gospel that it's Fab. Because I'm not going to do that, because that just looks terrible. So that's on y'all to do. But I don't really care if you do or don't. It is what it is. Like, I'll sell what I can, and, you know, whatever. Is what it is, I guess. But yeah, the con itself was awesome. We moved a ton of Pokemon. Tons and tons of Pokemon singles. We had people coming by the booth, buying stuff out of the binders. I had multiple cases of singles by the end of the show. There was a ton of slabs that I had sell this weekend. Probably almost over a dozen slabs sold. And to one guy alone bought, like, I think it was like 10 PSA 9s that I had at the booth. No magic slabs sold, unfortunately, but, you know, Ruxin was there with me. That was a great time. We sold tons of stuff. We sold a Mystic Potato for $5. Like, yes, that's a 5-cent card. And one of the, I think it was another vendor that walked by. He saw it for $5 and he's like, dude, for the memes, and he bought it. And I was like trolling Phil the entire weekend about it. It was so funny. It was so funny. I was dying. It was so great. He like couldn't believe and couldn't fathom that it sold. I was like, bro, I told you, for the memes. For the memes. You can't resist the memes. The memes are too good. But yeah, so it was a good weekend overall. I'm very tired still. I just had solar panels installed in the house. That was its own journey, unfortunately. It's done now though, but see how things go with some of that stuff. Yeah. Things happen. Everyone's fine, I think. Whatever. Good times. It's been busy. I'm going to go back to packing up cases for Super Slam because we're almost done. And I think we're good to go on stuff, guys. Bye for now.